In this bulletin, analysts say the printer market is looking better. A patent attorney says OEMs should be doing more with border authorities in the US. And a new study says most of us get our personal document printing done at the office.
From across the planet, Recycling Times keeps you in touch with the latest computer printing news.
Hello, I'm David Gibbons and here is the news. After several quarters of significant decline, analysts are saying there are encouraging signs of recovery in the printer market. According to the International Data Corporation, the two largest markets, the United States and Western Europe, both saw positive growth in printer shipments in the June quarter. The faster monochrome and colour laser printers showed the best growth. In other findings, the inkjet market contracted 6% but still holds a 58% share of the total number of units shipped. Monochrome laser printers have 31% and colour lasers 7% of the unit shipments during the quarter. Multifunction printers continue to be more popular, with 13% more of them being shipped in the quarter, giving the sector a 59% market share over single function printers. And HP continues to be the #1 ranked OEM in the June quarter with 40% market share. Canon maintained its #2 position with growth in Western Europe and the USA, particularly with inkjet printers. Epson held on to the #3 worldwide market position, even though its shipments declined by 7.3%, the biggest drop among the top 5 OEMs. Brother maintained the #4 market share position, but had the best growth in shipments out of the top 5, growing 3.6% in unit shipments. Samsung rounded out the top 5 market share OEMs with a 5.3% unit share, increasing by 3% compared with the same period last year. A well-known stationery supplier in Adelaide, South Australia, says they will have to sack staff because the government has bungled a printer cartridge tender.
I'm going to be looking for a new job soon, and in today's market I'm finding it hard.
Penfold Office Choice lost a multi-million-dollar government tender to US giants Staples and Office Max, whose prices were much lower. But now, Penfold says tender rules were changed after the deal went through, allowing for cheaper remanufactured cartridges as well as brand new ones. Penfold says it could have supplied the same cartridges at almost a third of the cost, but was never given the chance.
So we were knocked out that we weren't cheap enough on the originals. So how is that a fair process?
The South Australian government has disputed the allegations and claims 90% of purchased cartridges are actually new. The manufacturers of original print equipment, who hold general exclusion orders in the USA, have been challenged to do more if they really want to stop infringing products. Very few holders of GEOs are actually taking the necessary time to educate customs and border authorities. Patent attorney Steve Adkins has worked on more than 45 cases involving exclusion orders, the International Trade Commission and customs authorities. He says many large companies who pay a lot of money to lawyers and to getting these exclusion orders don't actually follow up by going to customs. He wants to see the likes of Canon and Lexmark do more. And patent attorney Stephen Adkins joins me on the phone. Hi Steve, in just a minute, tell me more.
These exclusion orders are only so good as the people who have them going into customs and teaching customs. And customs is receptive to that. But it is remarkable the number of very large and sophisticated companies, and I'm happy to say this on the record if you hear it and then you like it or think it's useful. Many large companies who pay a lot of money to lawyers getting these exclusion orders don't go to customs, or they go one time when they're invited by customs and then customs doesn't hear from them again. That is not how you deal with these exclusion orders. You must go in. You should talk to your sales guys. They invariably have the best gossip, most reliable gossip, and you should go in to tell customs, here are the ports where this product's coming in. Here's how the packaging looks. Only that sort of information, which the guys in Long Beach would then transmit to all their colleagues around the system, around the country. Only when you do things like that do you really have a good chance of seizing most of these infringing products.
Thanks, Steve Adkins. According to a new survey, the paperless office is still a long way off because most employees bring their personal printing jobs along from home. Oki Systems UK questioned 2,000 office workers and 79% of them said they use office equipment to print personal documents. And 10% say they do this at least once a day. Many bosses say printing and paper still play a surprisingly important role in office life, but have little control over who is printing what and why. 38% said they have no printer at home, and another 37% said it was just more convenient. And I'll be back with more breaking news in just 15 seconds. And in brief, one of the world's leading providers of OEM-compatible supplies claims more than 1 trillion pages have been printed using their toners. Caton, who have been making and supplying colour and monochrome toners since 1979, have introduced more than 100 new products so far this year for OEM printers. Japanese imaging companies, including Canon, have allegedly opposed a plan where Sharp would collaborate with Samsung to make and sell printers. There were concerns that key technology would fall into the hands of the rival South Korean manufacturer. Industry analysts IDC have released results on 2 Western European market sectors. The large format printer market has shrunk in the second quarter of 2013, with shipments falling 14.6% on the same period last year. However, the document scanner market increased 29.9% in the same period. And IPM Toner, which has shown stunning growth since it commenced operations in 2000, has added a new production line this month. You can check out Ali Ogachu's aftermarket success story in this month's Recycling Times magazine with Ali on the front cover. Those were the biggest stories in printer and consumable news this week. See you again next week. I'm David Gibbons.